Hey guys, it's your girl, makeup artist DeShawn Hatcher, and it's Sunday Live! Woo! Listen, people, she's back, okay? And there can never be an issue, right? So I've been sitting here for 15 minutes trying to print out a question that I think was Monique who gave me the question. You can hear the machine clicking away. It won't print. I can't get online. I might have an internet issue. So if I do, if the feed is coming in weird, or if I'm whatever the case may be with this channel tonight, if there's something funky happening in terms of slowing down or whatever, please let me know, because this is imprinting. It took me 5 minutes to get on here tonight. I don't know what that is. So that is the luck of DeShawn's internet service. This is why she wants to take optimum and she wants to throw it in the trash. But that's just another story. That's the story of my life. You know how it is with me. We're going to have to find a new internet service. I really can't take this much longer. It's starting to drive me a little crazy. So listen, people, she's back. It's Q&A Sunday. And this is where I answer my fabulous, beautiful makeup artist community people, the beautiful people. And I answer their career questions if they have a dilemma of some sort at work, or they don't understand how the industry works, or all these things. I am here to help on Sundays. So if you ever have a question, ask me, and I will read it on Sunday, and I will come on here on Sunday, and we will have a chat and a tea, a he and a he. But besides that, what I was trying to do next was to try and pull the question up on my phone, because I thought it was a very good question. And Monique always comes with the question. She always comes with the questions, always. So I'm hoping to pull it. I don't want to paraphrase, because I love the backstories that I get from Monique. I love it. So I like to read it, and I like to have drama. I like to read it with some drama as well. And I'm just trying to pull it up. I don't know. It could be something here. I don't know. It could be something. I can't tell you what it is, what the problem is, but I want to pull up a question. It's not printing. I want to pull up a question. So I'm still trying. I've been trying to pull up this damn question for like 15 minutes and it won't come up. I feel bummed, because like I said, she always brings the questions. Let's see what else I can do here. Here we go. I hope it comes up like this. I see my face going like this. Crap. She asked I know what the question is, but I want to make sure I don't miss one detail. Okay, beautiful people ask me a question. I found it. Okay. This is from Monique, who asked such really good questions. And also, before we went on hiatus, Evie had asked me a good question as well. She asked me that like last month when I took a break. Her question again does not seem to want to pop up, which is starting to get on my nerves. I'm going to have to try to find the people of YouTube. And if they don't listen, YouTube ain't got no real customer service. If you have a question, it's like in the air, it's ether. Like, where the F is customer service for YouTubers? Okay, all this stuff. Don't get me started. And then I'm starting. And then tonight I try to log on, because here's what I try to do for you people. Okay, I don't monetize these videos. I don't monetize. So when you guys replay it, there should not be any interruption in these videos, because I figured you can listen to them as like a podcast. If you catch me later, you just want to put the headphones on, you don't want to look, that's cool. So I don't monetize. I have done, now I think YouTube told me 86 lives with you people. I haven't monetized them. And so they're being money grubby, and they wouldn't allow me to kind of go on today unless I monetized this video. So you guys understand, it wouldn't let me pass go for some reason. Normally I can get away with not doing that, but for today, it wouldn't let me. So when you replay this, you might get a commercial or two. I don't know how it works because, again, I don't monetize my videos when I go live. So that's another thing. So now let's get to Monique, okay? Because she had a really good question. And I like her questions. So she said, hi, DeShawn. Welcome back. Thank you, Anique. Welcome back to you too, honey. I have a question. I work at a place where makeup artists do not have to bring their makeup because they provide it for you, but I still bring my kit. Wink. Long story short, since I've been working here, the makeup artists have not been cleaning brushes. Have not been cleaning the makeup and leaving the dirty brushes. I told my manager twice, dos, and she said she would handle it. But she created a group chat to let whomever is leaving the stuff unclean. So, okay, so fast forward, the makeup is still not being cleaned, as well as the brushes. So on my downtime when I'm here, which is on the weekends, I take the time to clean the brushes and makeup to keep from clients getting some type of infection. So my question is, how should I handle this situation? I mean, honestly, you did what you were supposed to do. You reported these biatches and you said, this is, the makeup isn't right. It's not clean. You should not be the one to do it. I mean, the whole point, see, I used to work shift. We call that shift work, sort of, kind of. I have had to work in shifts a couple of times in my life, but it had nothing to do technically with makeup. And, what normally would happen when we did shift work was I would, Monique, you come in and I come in and there's a book. Normally we'd write in a book to say what was done, what happened the night before, to give each shift like a lookout, and you're supposed to do that. And a lot of times the people before me wouldn't do that. So I wouldn't know what the hell was going on. And it was bothersome to me because I'm walking in blind. I don't know. And at the time we were dealing with clients. So I was in a division called client services. And so you walk in blind, you don't know what client has an attitude today. You don't know what specialties they want. All these weird things was happening. And so I would have to report these people. I'm not snitching, but I was like, I can't do my job if so-and-so is not going to leave me this information. It's important for me to get my information. The difference between what happened with Monique versus what happened to me, my manager took care of it nicely, obviously. And I did not enter it into them biatches and not doing anything. I just said, hey, I don't know what happened. Maybe she left in a rush, but I don't have any information. Can you ask her for me? Because remember, I don't see them. We don't see each other. It was like a shift change, but technically I didn't really see them. So my manager handled it and then they cleared it up. What your manager is doing is kind of like, I want to say a word. See, this is what's going to happen from now on. We need to do these lives privately so I can talk like I want to. Because in my head, there's things I want to say that's clear and concise that I know you would understand, but I cannot say it on here because we are live. So as I'm talking to you, I'm trying to find words that are not vulgar. I'm trying to find the right words, I swear to God. So I stumble on stuff in my head. It's like, no, you can't say it. You can't say that. And also because I get real comfortable with you guys. And so, I actually do. I'm very, very comfortable talking to you guys. And so stuff will fly out my mouth. And so I always try to pull myself back. But I digress. And I will say that your manager needs to learn how to manage a little bit better, because she's not handling, I was going to say another word, she's not handling the situation correctly. Because if Monique is still coming in there and going, you got to be kidding me, this still is dirty, then this person needs to have a firm sit down talk with these people to let them know that your not your due diligence, but your homework before you're not even your homework. What we used to call in the restaurant business, I'm trying to think. I think we should, no, what the hell, the breakdown or something. What they're supposed to do is clean. So when they leave and they leave stuff dirty at the end of the day, they have not finished their job. Your job doesn't end when you say, oh, I'm done, and you walk out. No, if your job description is to, and then clean the goddamn makeup, and then clean the brushes, that's what your job description is, right? And so they're not doing their job. And Monique is coming in now and doing their job, doing her job, and then having to clean up like she should for the next shift. So there's a problem within management. So the question is, how, you know, you have to pick your battles, you have to pick your fights. How, trying to find the right word. How important is it to you to perhaps maybe even go over that person's head to talk to somebody else who's in charge, if that's possible? Or maybe you can just have a sit down with the manager again and say, listen, you know, I appreciate the whole thing, but she's still not doing it. And I have to come in. Now I'm trying to, you know, listen, wink, wink, whatever you have to say. Okay. Then you can say something like, I got to come in 20 minutes before my shift to make sure everything's clean so I don't give your clients scurvy. Can you still give scurvy? I'm not sure. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm coming in to ensure that your clients are taken care of. Now, either you're going to compensate me for that, or you're going to have to talk to this woman or this guy, whatever, and you're going to have to sit them down and say, you need to do your job. You see? But if it's something that really irritates you, sometimes, you know, this sis could get very irritated, like it could derail me, angry, and I'll quit. Things that would derail me, and I will fume, and I will sit there and I'll be angry, and then I can't even concentrate because I'm so angry about this particular situation. So you know, over time, if this doesn't clarify itself, I'll just probably try to find myself another job. I mean, have you tried to talk to the girl? I'm pretty sure you might have tried to do that, Monique. But there's some people who just skate on by in life. There's some people who just don't want to do their job and still would get paid. And that is something that, for me personally, Monique, that really has always pissed me off, that I would work amongst people who weren't working. Like, you could tell they weren't doing anything, and yet they're getting paid, and you're over there busting your ass doing your job. It's very frustrating to be in that situation. And for me, it's hard. For me, it's hard. I can't, I get angry. I get angry. So it's harder for me to take that kind of crap from people. So I would say be diplomatic, go back and speak to the manager, tell her it's not working, tell her the stuff is still dirty. Tell her what you have been doing to ensure that her clients are taken care of. Make sure you say that. Try not to get as angry as I. Keep it in check. But yeah, I mean, that's all we can do. That's all we can do, man. I don't even know what else to say, because that kind of ish gets me very angry. So I don't know what else to say. Hey, Nubian Princess. Hi, honey. Okay, Simone. Hello, Simone. Good evening. Oh, wait, something just popped up on my screen. I don't know what is happening right now. So wait, hey, DeShawn, I am in a new work environment. Oh, strong J. Why is everything popping up on my screen right now when I'm doing this? Okay, hold up. This is strange. Okay, here we go. YouTube is sending me messages. YouTube is sending me messages right over your chats. Okay. What are you doing, YouTube? Okay. So what are you doing? I'm now nosy some more. What are you doing? Oh, what are you doing? Share with the crowd of 3. What are you doing? So listen, people, I am well aware it's a Grammy night. I'm well aware it's the red carpet. I was going to have the red carpet on and have the thing turn. Life is not working out for your sister tonight. So I'm going to be on till 8. Now, I can't remember. I wish I can remember the question Evie had for me, because she had, it was a good question too, and I can't pull it up. It just will not let me. I'm going to keep trying to pull it up. But so you guys know, I don't know where you guys are, but there will be a book signing. And of course, I'm a horrible person because the book is all the way over there and I'm not getting up. But assisting rules. We're having a book party here next month, a book signing party next month here in Manhattan, per my publisher. And I will post that information for you guys um, in the thingy. I will post it on the community board. So y'all can come by if you'd like. Sign the book and we can have a little tea and a he in person. And that's what we're doing. And also Increase Your Speed is almost here. That's the other thing I've been working on. I am still in the living room, but Increase Your Speed is right around the corner. The website is about to go live. So if you guys want your dates so you understand how it works, you pick your date. It's a one-on-one session. It is not class. You're not a part of a group. This is your day. And so there'll be dates set up for you guys. You pick your date, you make your payment, life will go on. You come in here, probably at this table. And we will work on your speed and the customer service part and all that. So that class is coming up, and the dates for the end of March, April, May, and June will be open because I don't know if I want to continue after June teaching these classes. But as I promised, I will have it ready for you guys to go. I don't know, child. What does it say? Oh, some more is like, laugh out loud. I'm a secretary in the HR department. Oh, HR. Listen, HR saved my ass on many occasions. So I always have a soft spot for all my peeps in HR. Because if it wasn't for HR, let me tell y'all something. Did I already tell you? I'm not sure. I tell you everything. So many years ago when I was in corporate America and I had an issue with my boss, we were friends, like Samoa and I would be friends, right? And I would just kind of like, go to, let's say Samoa was the head of HR. And I would go into Samoa's office and I would say, Samoa, my boss is driving me crazy, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, how you doing, girl? Right? So we would have these types of conversations. So I knew the head of HR. I had no problem going in there and talking to her about anything. We were friends. So what she had done for a sister was every single time I walked in there, I didn't realize that she was obligated to write down issues. She was obligated to, if an employee is having an issue with their boss, they must write it down and keep a log of it. I had no idea. Child. So I was I was becoming a makeup artist. So this is at the time that I was in school. And I would go to class at night and go to work during the day. And I would like come in with my y'all remember those little metal train cases? Never buy them. But they were cute. And I had my little metal train case. I come into work. My boss would bitch at me. Then I go into the HR and I go, he's so mean. So your girl, I'm still looking for this question. It's driving me crazy. So your girl here decided after my final exam in beauty school that it was time for me to quit because stardom was coming at me. I'm going to be a star. I'm going to be doing makeup on the greatest films ever, blah, 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 because I wanted to be a film makeup artist at the time. And so I went in to quit, because I always say, when you're in school, you have delusions of grandeur. I call it delusions of grandeur in your head that because you got an A on your final exam, well, that must mean that, move over, so-and-so. I am here. I am going to be the next greatest makeup artist, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, I quit. Nobody told me the business. Nobody told me, oh, by the way, film in the beginning of your career pays nothing. Nobody explained to me words like deferred payment. Nobody explained me nothing. I had no effing clue. Okay. So I called myself quitting, okay? I'm going to go on to bigger and better things. I'm going to be the makeup artist of the year. You watch, okay? So I don't stroll my ass into my boss and say, it's been lovely, but I quit, right? Blah, blah, blah. So all of a sudden, like, I gave my 2 weeks or something. And then all of a sudden, he comes, he calls me to the office, and he comes in to the office. And he goes, oh, he says to me, I have something for you. And I didn't know what it was. I was like, maybe it's a goodbye present. I don't know what it is. And he hands me a file folder, and he goes, read this, come back and let me know, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. So, I go to the desk and I read it, and they're offering me all this money. And I'm like, well, I quit. Like, I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand what's happening. So I'm thoroughly confused. It's like, why are they handing me all this money? I was expecting like a 2 weeks pay and some other things, but I certainly wasn't expecting this amount of money. And so all of a sudden, I'm not putting two and two together, and I'm so confused. And then finally, I think I was speaking to a friend of mine on the outside, because, corporate America is like prison. So on the outside, and they said, have you gone to HR? And I said, well, yeah, my friend is in HR, the director or whatever, she's in HR. Well, he said, well, she must have been writing down every complaint you had, because that's what this is. The document was reading like, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't say this, and we'll give you this check. And I was just like, but what? I wasn't saying, like, I'm all confused. Like, why am I saying anything? I'm ready to go. And, oh, you can't sue us. So I was like, I wasn't trying to sue you. I was just, I don't know what's happening. So then when I got the paperwork and I went to HR, that's when HR said, oh yeah, every single time you come into HR, especially you go to the director, you have to sit down and you say something, we have to write out a report. It's, it's not even a formal report. We just have to write it out and keep it on file. Never knew that. So that's why I have such a soft spot for you HR people, because I think her name was Betty at the time. Had Betty not had a beautiful open door policy for us to come in and just vent, I would have never known about the writing things down and go, you know what I mean? I would have never known, and I would have never gotten that big ass check. I would have never. That check was tens of thousands of dollars. I just was like, what's happening? So it did. So that's why I have such a huge thing for HR. I love all your people in HR. That check allowed me to kind of, how can I say? It kind of allowed me to do my first year of being a makeup artist kind of worry, kind of free, except that no one explained to me that I was not going to be making any money. And so not making the money, that money was going fast, because I was under the impression that I could live my life the same way I did when I was in corporate America. Oh, you want to go shopping? Here. You want to do this? Here. You want to take a cab to set? Here. You want to do all these things? You could do that. It was not explained to me that there's no effing money coming your way. And so for that whole year, it was, at first it was great. And then when the money started, because I still had to pay my rent, I still had to pay all my bills, I still all these things. And when that money ran out, I was shocked, because I kept saying somebody's going to pay me, and people were not paying me. I did films. I remember I did one film that really did very well, and I got paid in martini glasses. I got really, honest to God, I just recently threw them out. So we're talking like 20 years ago, but I got paid in martini glasses. Okay. Ching. That's what I got paid in. I got no money. I had done several projects that when they explain, when you first start the films, especially when you're new, and you fill out the forms, there's a form that they love to give people, like, well, when the movie makes money, we'll pay you. So that's called deferment. I didn't understand that, because in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm sure the movie's going to make money. Why wouldn't the movie make any money? And then you fill out the paperwork and you wait for your check to come, because now the movie has been released, and you may have even seen it on, at the time it was like on video. So you could see my work on like a video thing. It wasn't streaming, obviously. And so you knew it was sold, and but there was no check for you. So all of these things kept happening over and over again. Where I work on a film, I get no money. I work on the film, they defer your payment. I work on the film. I forgot what the other word was. There's 2 D's that they would say, deferment, and it was another one, D. I'm gonna have to remember it. That just basically meant, yeah, you ain't getting no money. That's basically what it meant. But I did not understand that when I first started, because that's not something that school taught you, you see. That's another reason why I come on here a lot, and especially why I have a very soft spot for newbies, because I realize that when you go to school, school does not tell you everything you need to know. And it can become confusing, and you get yourself stuck in these holes because they can't tell you everything. There's just this certain thing. I can't tell you everything. If you can come up with a question, I can help you. But I can't also tell you everything. I can only help you in situations, because it's so vast of the Shiite that we go through as artists, right down to the shift before you not cleaning goddamn brushes, okay? So there are little weird things like that always pop up for us that unfortunately school doesn't tell you. And you wind up basically straight up ass out. And I was straight up ass out to the point I couldn't pay my rent, to the point, I hope you don't know what this is like, coming home from film, walking up to your door after like a 16, 17-hour day. You can't wait to go home. You're so tired. You get to the door, and on the door is a letter. And you're like, what's that? I know I didn't pay my rent this month, but what is that? And then all of a sudden it's like, we're going to evict your ass if you don't pay your rent. And it's like, holy hell, Carol, and you're trying to scrounge around, you're trying to figure it out. At the time I wasn't eating. Oh, child, I can go on. But basically, I say all that to say some more. I love HR. I love HR. So when I hear HR, I'm like, I just love you guys. So that was my long story. That was my long way of saying, I really love HR. I really do. So y'all got any questions? Nubian Princess, and it's my coffee. Nubian Princess in the house. Yo, girl, how you doing? Oh, did everybody get their palette? That's the other thing. I mailed out all the addresses I received. I sent it. Please let me know if you say, DeShawn, I ain't get no palette, then, and if you're on that list, then there's an issue. So you have to let me know if you got your palette. That's the most important thing to me. Did you get your inclusion? Which is DeShawn's French broken way of saying inclusion, palette. That's what it is. Sarah, hi, Sarah. Did you ever think about going back to corporate America part-time to stay on your feet? Yeah, while first starting out. Oh, Sarah, hell yeah, I did. Girl, I went back to corporate America. I sure did. It was kicking my arse. It was kicking my ass. And so I, for about 3 months, I took a job as a receptionist at what was it? Oh my God, now I can't remember what it was. Horrible little place. It was horrible. When I tell you it was horrible, it was horrible. But I did. I went back to corporate America and I got a receptionist position. And I did that for, you're on probation for 3 months. I didn't make probation. Listen, this is what happened, Sarah. So what happened, Sarah, was, okay, let me explain. You know, when you say, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to do this way, then all of a sudden everything on this side of your life just opens up and the floodgates come in and you get all of these opportunities. As soon as you shut your ass down, then the stuff that you really want, it starts hitting you in the face on this side. And you have decisions, mature, adult decisions that you have to make, sacrifices that you have to do, Sarah, in order to pay your bills. You know what I mean? I didn't do that. I took the immature route and I kept calling in. I don't feel well today. I can't come in. Right? So I did that. Remember, you're on probation. You ain't allowed to do that on probation. So I think I had done that at least 4 times. Four days. And they just had enough of this girl. They had enough of me. They fired me. But I had so many other opportunities coming in on the other side that it didn't hurt me anymore. Financially, I was kind of, and listen, it has never been like, woohoo, but I went back and took the leap back into it, back into our lives, back into being a makeup artist, because all of these opportunities started opening up for me on the other side. And so I was fired. I was fired. And the lady who fired me, she was so sweet because she knew I was a makeup artist. And she probably essentially knew that I was lying my ass off. Listen, I was like, my pipes broke. My grandmother died. I'm sick. All these things. Grandma was fine with it, by the way, so nobody get upset. So it was like all of these things, right? And she was like, this biatch, I cannot save her job if she keeps leaving and she hasn't even finished probation. So, but again, she was firing me and she was so upset. She was like, oh my God, I really like you, DeShawn. I really like you. And I was like, yeah, I like you too. I'm not fired. I was like, can I go? Can I go? Because what had happened was, Sarah, I had just got offered a job working at Fidel Barisha Studios, photographer studios. And I told him on a Sunday, he was like, my makeup artist is leaving. Would you like to work here? And then I said, oh, I can't because I got this job and I can't, blah, 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 blah. And then he was like, okay. And then that Tuesday, the following Tuesday, she fired me. So I was like, oh, hello. So literally on my way out the door, I wasn't even up the block before I had my cell phone in my hand. And I was calling Fidel and I'm screaming into the phone, Fidel, I can come work for you now. I'll be there whenever you want. And I ran out the door and I never looked back. So that goes to tell you. But yes, had none of that happen, let's say the office didn't come in and I didn't have all these things coming at me. Yeah, I would have sat there and paid my bills for a while and then probably sat there. I was really hoping that a year, like I would have to do my corporate job again for just about a year to get myself back on my feet, store some money away, that kind of thing. I was planning on it for a year. That's what I was praying for. Please, Jesus. Oh, please, Jesus. Don't let this be more than a year. Oh, please. So that's what I was praying for. But like I said, the minute I cut myself off was when every single opportunity started coming. Magazine covers came to me. And then, listen, I didn't say it was Vogue magazine. magazine covers and all this stuff was happening and the celebrities and all. I was like, what's happening? So that's another reason why I kept saying I was sick, because all these opportunities, I'm not missing those opportunities for nothing. I'm doing it. And so, so therein lies your answer. Okay. She says, I was in corporate America for 11 years and doing bridal makeup all those years. Finally decided to go to beauty school because I really wanted to learn hair as well and work in a salon. Well, now I am out with no hair clients and slow bridal season. I started booth rental because I didn't want a commission salon to take a cut. Oh, I didn't know they do. Take a cut of my brides. I'm drowning and running out of money. Thank you so much for this advice. Sweetie, we got to get you to market yourself. Like, I don't know what you're doing, Miss Sarah, but girl, whatever extra coins you have, you start marketing yourself. You start running around town. Listen, I had business cards at the Yin Yang. I made the mistake of buying. I bought 5,000. Every time I hear myself say it, I'm like, what a jackass thing to do. But I did. I bought 5,000 business cards because they were like $29.99 at the time. And I threw them damn things everywhere. I gave them to everybody. I left them in cabs. I was like, I'm running around New York City like a crazy person. Here, 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 here. You know, let everybody know that you're a makeup artist. Let everybody see your work. Let everybody, you know, like reach out to people. Reach out to what am I saying? The bridal industry. Reach out to wedding planners and all that stuff. I don't have you done that. If you have, or maybe reach out to wedding planners and just ask them advice, like what can get my foot in the door here, or you know what I mean? Because bridal is normally somewhat, I'm going to say somewhat of a cash cow, somewhat, you know, depending on where you live and all the stuff I know. But most people I know who do bridal, they do fairly well for a particular point in time, because, you know, the bridal season go, bloop, you know, and then it kicks back in. So I would really, really like you to, you know, see what, like, pinpoint what the issue is. What is the issue and why you're not making any money? That's what I want to know. So Sarah's like, that's so funny. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I know that feeling. I know. Like I tell you, I have a video on here that tells you about the ups and downs of being a makeup artist. I don't know anybody who has just did this. I don't know anybody who just started from here. I started from the bottom, now I'm here. I ain't never met anybody who started from the bottom and went up to here in like 2 seconds. I've just never met anybody in our business who does that. It goes whoop, whoop, it goes up and down like a goddamn roller coaster, you know? So I definitely say, hold on. And if you do have to go get a corporate job, you know, it's cool. It's not wrong. Listen, it's called being a mature ass person and paying your damn bills. It's nothing wrong with it. No, I don't find anything wrong with it. I don't think, oh, Sarah's a loser because she's got to go back to corporate America. No, it's called I'm a mature adult and I need to pay my bills. That's what that's called to me. So if you need to go back to corporate America, go back to corporate America. Get your job, you know, give yourself an out, give yourself, because we all know how we can be cushy, you know, them perks and, you know, that free coffee and the health insurance, you know, all of that is pretty like, come to me, you know, so you just never know. I do very well. Wait, this thing is in the way. Why is this in the way? Sarah, where did you just go? Sarah. I do very well from about April to November. Right now, it's just money coming in from the bridal trials. I've reached out to some wedding venues to try to find some winter brides. Okay, there we go. There we go. Ding, ding, ding. Keep reaching out. If you have a blog, you should start. You should start a blog to make you look more profesh and like you're the expert to go to in your community. You should start doing that, making the rounds, you know, get your name out there. Local newspapers, if you start reaching out to local newspapers and coming up with a makeup regime for winter brides and see if you can get them to write the story, not write the story, but how magazines and all this stuff works today is you write it for them and all they kind of do is just stick it in their paper. So if you said, I'd like to submit an article for blah, 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 like a hometown paper. I'm not talking about the New York Times. Okay. So if you write and you say, I would like to submit this for winter brides so they know what to look for. Would you consider printing it? That kind of thing. That would get you publicity. Do you get it? So I want your brain to start going tick, 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 tick. How can I get my name out there? What do I do? Is there churches? Can I go to a couple of churches and do a wedding makeup demo for women in the church? Or can I do, you get what I'm saying, Sarah? Start to figure out ways to get out there, and then buy the 5,000 cars. Buy the 5,000 cars and you'll have it all to pass out like I did. Child, I had those 5,000 cars. Listen, I think I only got rid of 1,000. And the only reason why I was able to get rid of 1,000, because I literally would just throwing them up. Here, take them. There were so many. I held on to some damn cards. I think I just threw out the last batch of them. I had I must have had like an extra 2,000, 3,000 cards left. And I was like, what are we doing with these cards? Never buy that amount of cards. Never buy that amount of cards. Oh my God. Don't be like me. Miss 12 Deadly Sins is in the house. Hi, sweetheart. Hello, gorgeous. Thank you. Do you think the long nails, eyelashes, and multicolored hair is too much? Is too much a trashy trend? I don't even say it's trashy. It's just, I don't know. I don't get it. Clearly, some people get it. They love it and they wear it. And I just, I wouldn't say it's trashy. I don't even think I don't know what to call it. I'm baffled. I don't know what to call it. And I know, what's so funny is I have this really great book. It's in the back. I got to find it. And I think I've shown it to you guys before, but it's really it's a cute little book. It's really one of my favorite books. It's based off of all the eyebrow shapes from the 1900s up to, I think it's like the 70s or 80s. So it has every shape. And when I think about that, I think about today. I think about now that we're taking the eyebrow and we're almost waxing it up and, all of that is not pleasing to me. It's not the style of makeup that I do. But I can see how people can dig it, because throughout the centuries, you could see years, you can see how the eyebrow went from pencil thin to thick to the Marilyn Monroe brow to the Elizabeth. What's her name? Elizabeth with the velvet violet eyes. What's her name? Why am I having whatever her name was? Whew, right. I want to say Elizabeth Montgomery, and I know that's not right. What is her name? Y'all gotta help me. What is the white woman's name? Obsession lady. Elizabeth Taylor. That was like a brain fart like you could not imagine. Elizabeth Taylor, she had a certain eye shape that drove America and the world crazy. So women started doing their eyebrows just like her. So I understand that we go through these cyclical makeup trendy stuff. I get it. But this one, honey, is cracked out of its mind. Even the men are like, what the F, It's excessive. Sometimes I do think that I hate to be like that, because makeup is supposed to be fun and it could just be a fun thing for people. So I don't want to be so critical and be like, but at the same time, for somebody who just can't do that, I could barely put on fake lashes on myself. So to see lashes that come out to like this is like, whoa, it's just, I try to be, I'm a Libra, so I'm on the fence with it. Like one end, I'm like, and the other end, I'm like, okay, if that's what your thing is, go ahead. So I'm a Libra. So we go like this. I weigh it. I'm weighing back and forth. I wouldn't say it's trashy. I just don't understand. I don't understand it. Sometimes I do think it's like a coverage. Like I'm really hiding behind all of this stuff. I'm trying to hide myself from you. That's what it feels like to me, but that's just one psychological aspect of it. And the other aspect could be they just having fun. So, Tracy, hi, Tracy. Tracy says, I quit a film job due to liability risks involving talent. I first brought this up to the powers to be 4 days before the shoot. They were requesting I provide services to someone who was allergic to, Tracy. I was not posting the rest of it. Yeah, I know. Isn't it like something's weird happening tonight with this thing? I don't know what's happening. Okay, so Okay, wait. Oh, then he goes, then was told I needed to provide a replacement. Typically, I would find someone, but this job is a liability risk for anyone working with the talent. What are your thoughts? Sometimes a biatch got to quit. Sometimes you just, sometimes you just have to walk away. The immortal words of Kenny Rogers: you have to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Get it? You know? Yeah, I wouldn't want to put anybody in that position either. I would feel horrible if I did that to somebody. Like, hey, I got a job. Hey, I got a job for you. Then all of a sudden they're in the same predicament that you are in, and you're like, you know, you could say, hey, I have a job for you. Let me tell you the details of this job, and then leave it up to them to decide if they want to take it or not. You know, I mean, that's the other thing you could do. Because there's some makeup artists that don't give a rat's ass. Okay, can we be truthful? There's some of them just don't care. Is it a job? I'll take it. Are they paying? I'll take it. Just some people who do that, you know. But you have to give all the details. I mean, I quit a job. I quit because I was physically and mentally exhausted. I didn't get any sleep. I was working for about 2 weeks, and I was assisting. I say assisting, but that's not what you say. But that's what she called it. She called it assisting. And I was exhausted. It was physically, I just couldn't do it. I was physically spent. My body, everything shut down. This key wouldn't do anything. Like no, I'm not going to over-exaggerate. Let me not over-exaggerate. She did work in the beginning of the day. So she would initially put on the first amount of makeup, and then that was it. And then I didn't see her for the rest of the day. I got to pee. She didn't care. I had to eat. Technically, she didn't care. And it became a really hard working environment for me. And I also didn't like her attitude when I left set to pee. Then she got all upset. She was like, where you left set? I said, I have to go to the bathroom. She didn't come out to look at me for almost 8 hours. I'm like, I have to pee. Like, you're not even asking me if I need a pee break. You just disappear the whole day. I can't work like this. So this girl quit. And then the other reason why I quit was I was told this was a 2-week thing. And I didn't have any problem. I was already a senior artist at this time. I was just kind of wanting to go back to film, and I didn't have any problems assisting, and, you know, but it was just, you know, it's like I tell you guys all the time when it comes to assisting, you have the right to say no. You have the right not to go back. Well, I took my right. Was not going back. I'm not going back to a set that doesn't even care if I pee. Like, I'm not going back. I am exhausted. She doesn't come out and she doesn't do anything. She doesn't check on you. It's like, I can't work in an environment where you don't care if I pee. So I was like, I'm out. But what had happened was that she said it was for 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, at the last day, she comes in, she goes, great news. It's been extended for 2 more weeks. And I was like, hell no, it ain't. I'm out. And that's when I quit. I didn't quit in the middle of production. I quit when the 2 weeks she told me was up. I'm done. And she got really angry, was screaming at me. And I was like, I don't really care, girl. You can go off and off and off all you want. I'm out. So yes, sometimes you ask us to quit, you know. But like I said, sometimes you can tell a fellow makeup artist what the deal is. And if they don't have an issue with it, then F it. Because you know what, Tracy, they're going to get somebody anyway. They're going to get somebody anyway. And you could also say, listen, I tried to get you somebody, but nobody wants to work under these conditions. That's another thing, you know. And listen, this is all me talking to you now. If I was in your situation, probably would have done the same thing. This is all like, you know, I can tell you what to do now. But, you know, in my head, as I come up with scenarios of, oh, gee, how could I have handled that, you know, a little differently? You know, same thing with the girl. I could have said to her, you know, I could have said, I would really appreciate it if you could check on me to see if I need to go to the bathroom. But in my brain, I'm like, biatch, if you're not checking on, if you can't even think to check on me if I have to pee, why do I, like, in my mind, why do I have to tell you that? I'm a human. You would check on a dog to see if y'all let the dog out. How could you not even think that I'm standing 8 hours on the set without you in the rain, into this, into that, into all this inclement weather, all of this stuff, and you not even think to say, oh, gee, I wonder how DeShawn's doing out there. I don't treat people in that manner, and I don't like to be treated in that manner, so I quit. So there you go. That's what I'm saying. Nubian Princess is okay. I know you're probably gone because I was rattling off, but I didn't see it. Have a good night, honey. See you in the replay. Let's see. Tracy said, that's what I said. But yeah, I mean, Tracy, I feel you. I don't like, I'm very uncomfortable around unscrupulous behavior. It gets to me. Anyway, it gives me the agita, and I don't want to work around things that give me agita. And I feel you, girl. I feel you. I wouldn't want to do it either because it puts you in a weird position. You're in a weird. Listen, you could be like that girl on Alec Baldwin said. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. It's her fault. I mean, don't get me started. But her job is to protect people and make sure the gun has no bullets in it. That's your one job, Chicky Poo. You had one job, and the woman's dead. So clearly you didn't do your job very well. But there are all kind of consequences for what we do and how we can cut corners. And when production doesn't care and they just like, we don't care, just slap the makeup on. It's very disturbing to me. And I don't work in those types of environments well. And I know, like, throughout my career, every now, like, I have, like, especially like in the beginning, when you're so scared to kind of like not work, or you think if you turn down this particular person, you'll never work again. And, so you get goaded into doing things. And then finally you realize, oh, no, the industry may be small, but there's a lot of people. And I really don't have to compromise myself. I don't have to take this job. Or, you know what? I can say no. You learn these things as you grow up in here. But I feel you. I feel that situation totally, Tracy. I feel it. I would not want to be in that situation. And I probably would have quit like you did. So, no, it's not for me. No, thank you. No, I don't want that. No, I'm not doing it. No. I feel you, honey. I feel you. So if y'all ain't got no more questions, this was the introductory to Sunday Live. And also, I got to find out what is going on with YouTube and why this whole setup tonight was weird. It was just very weird. And the message never came out of my printer. I don't know what's happening. So anyway, beautiful people, Sunday Lives are back. I'll see you at 7 next Sunday. The replay will be monetized because YouTube would not let me not monetize my video for the first time ever. So I don't know what that was all about. That's a little disturbing and annoying to me. But that's it. That's all I have to tell you. And don't forget that Assisting Rules, the book signing party is in March. Don't have the date for you. Hold on, I'll have it next week. And whatever other nuances I have to tell you, I'll put it on the community board or come on next Sunday and tell you. But besides that, beautiful people, thank you for coming on this Sunday. And I will see you next week for sure. Bye, guys. La, 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 la. She's